Normal, bro. It's normal. Come on. Chill. Jay, you guys are making me scared, man. Chill. Bro, does everybody walk the same? Where's Bass? Don't tell me they're going from a meeting into another meeting.
God, our day's been ruined. I don't know what to do anymore.
Bro, don't tell me we're about to go into another meeting, man. This is worse than Cerberus meetings, dude.
You let a lot of people in your department and shit, but this guy over there with one fucking arm. Walker. Oh, what about him?
That's Winston.
Oh, he lost the arm in the line of duty.
Look at the shoulder. It looks like a butthole.
Yeah, he kept on blaming me for it, but I still don't.
What does he do to the criminals? Just high five them? How does he put them in handcuffs?
Jet over today.
Oh, he tases, doesn't cuff.
For prostitution stings, he lets them fuck the armhole.
What the fuck you? You look like a mummified cock.
You don't talk about brain.
I mean, just as like a you know, a guesstimate, I feel like he'd be about as 50% as effective as most officers.
Yeah, the steering wheel at 12 o'clock, not 10 and 2.
Actually, no, I wrapped a dildo to my steering wheel to make it easier to drive now.
He drives it like he's fucking the captain of a fucking boat.
He's been trying to steal my boyfriend's arm and put it on there as a replacement.
Yeah, fuck Dwayne Flores, that prick.
Oh my god, bro, this is worse than Cerberus meetings. 100% worse.
Anyway, you said, so.
Hey, out of
Yeah, he did
curiosity,
cheat on me.
Is the little bone stub still there? You know, can you see the bone move around inside your armpit?
What? No, I'm pretty sure they get that stitched up.
Oh.
Oh, you can. I can imagine.
Oh, that is
having
gross.
fun by sitting on that.
Yeah, it's just
People pay money for that.
it's got motion.
Bass?
That's kinky.
I know.
What he does with his arm must see when
Hello,
he's not in
beautiful.
here.
You beautiful big
What
man.
What?
Is this all the cops we got? They're probably out there pretending to do police work. Or is this what we got today?
That
think
was just
they're,
the 78
Oh,
squad.
there's a
Yeah.
chase happening somewhere with a helicopter and shit. Who's in there? Let's have a look.
Officer was kidnapped, sir.
Oh, fuck them.
Which officer?
Let's just go sit.
Carmine.
Oh, mind.
Yeah.
Take DuPont.
We just saw him. He was literally
Yeah,
saying-
they let him
They got
go.
him.
Chasing the kidnappers.
Sorry, give me 1 second.
Sorry.
Wait,
Excuse me.
Doesn't Carmine get kidnapped or shot down like every like 3 minutes?
2 minutes.
It's like his hobby.
That used to be Toretti. And look at him now.
Yeah, he's got his own fucking
It
department.
even
somehow.
snows here, Jesus.
Can you believe it? I cannot believe sucking off Francis got somebody that far.
Wait, who did that?
That's my sheriff.
To Ruddy.
That's a
too
child,
busy
though.
sucking off a senator now.
I don't think you should do that to a child, Toretti.
Jesus.
Francis is a grown man.
Yeah, he's a grown man, bro.
Yeah,
That's
okay,
my
sure he is.
sheriff.
Shut up, Christ.
Bro, doesn't Tom
Came
Brady
home the
just
other
look
week,
unhealthy as
probably
fuck?
2 months ago when Francis was, crying on the bed, and he was like, "Oh, I wish I was still the cop. I used to love him when Toretti sucked me off."
Oh.
Holy shit.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Freddie, you got anything to say about this? Or you just
This
gonna
dude
take
is
this
like,
fucking pussy?
it's sad. Like, he doesn't want to quit playing football, and he's
Trey, let's just
destroying
work
his
through the
entire
talking.
life just so he can keep playing.
Why would he
Flashbacks.
deny it? He's probably coming right now.
Where is Toretti? Oh, there he is. Okay.
She's to my right.
Okay, I don't know if we should we give it. We'll give it another minute or two.
I hate Bass. He wants to die on the
Still
football
chasing?
field. Like, yeah, he definitely does
Yeah, I
want to die
mean,
playing
I don't know
football.
if we give a fuck if they're there. We've got enough heads here to try and gauge what people think is good.
The PD numbers have not been favorable today, Uncle Soze.
It's been
I
rough.
mean, these are pretty standard, I think, for around about now.
Normally when we have meetings, we have a lot more.
Well, this doesn't include the 6 that are out on that kidnapped officer.
Yeah, like
too.
30
we
something
we
here.
can just pull them off the call.
No. If it was a kidnapper, let him run that shit in. Like I said, I don't think
it's
everyone needs to
Carm.
be here for this anyway. It's sort of us just trying to gauge opinions and pick people's minds on what people think could be good for our future as police departments inside this beautiful city, aka the great shithole of Los Santos. We are going to be having, for fuck's sake. Fuck you, Pred. In fact, I'm going to put mine on silent too.
Yeah, I'm putting mine on silent right now.
Airplane mode, please, guys.
Bingle.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Anyways, there's going to be a few changes. First of all, I'm going to quickly go over what we've done in the SASP. We finally got our rankings, and we're trying to push it out into a department in which we think is, a good standard for policing like it used to be. Okay, 1 second.
You need us to fill time, sir?
You got any stand-up, Brick?
That's what I just told them.
I have a tight 15, but
Type 15. Whoa. Okay.
It's not going to be that. All right, never mind. We'll
I
just
can,
wait.
I can do a tight 15.
Do type 5 real quick.
Or like a-
Okay,
I don't
listen.
know, I don't think that's
Hello.
kidnapped.
Most of the 78 guys are coming back in
There
now.
we go. Is this on? Yeah, this is on. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they're coming in now, so we'll give it.
Yeah,
a minute. We
yeah,
might as well.
Give it a minute or two. We're all just wrapping up and coming back.
Who's the fat person in the trooper outfit? Bay.
Yo, what's up, guys? We're back.
Hey, what's up, Dummy?
Bay over here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hi, Wavy.
Who is this in the pink hair?
2652. What are they doing up in the hills?
Silence your phones.
Yeah, we're in an airplane right now, guys.
Okay.
Who's the fat person in the
That's
trooper?
She
kissed my
That's Chief Bass.
Well, I couldn't miss it even if I
Chief Bass.
Carmine.
Okay.
Why'd
That's
you do
enough.
Wonder what
Uh,
over
That's
here.
everybody.
I think he changed
Over-
that.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, there's a few things that
that's
are
my
changing, which are
fucking
gonna
boy.
give repercussions to other departments in the police force. One's a really big change, a huge change. Something I've been waiting for a long time, a big wait. And that is finally being able to recruit Bass to the troopers. I've convinced him.
That's what I'm talking
that
about. Hell
he's
yeah.
going to be joining the state police
Hell yeah.
under the contractual conditions that he gets free burger shot. And
Hell
the
yeah.
state funds will be paying for it. So
Feed that man.
while
Woo,
we might have
Trooper
one less
Whopper!
vehicle,
Woo!
we might have one less vehicle because of all the shit he eats.
Fuck
Bass will be
Oh.
in our department. But the other news with this is something we've talked about as high command prior to this. We've had a few ideas on how we want to rearrange and revisit our police departments. Now things are a little, I guess, slower than they once were. We obviously had a priority to recruit anybody and anything just about. If it had 2 legs and 1 arm, well, that still happens.
True.
If they could walk, they could become a police officer just about. That's not to say you guys are like this. I'm sure all you guys are great.
I had 2 arms when I was hired.
We have the police department now without a chief of police. Okay, this right here has re-brought up the questioning on how we want to proceed in the future. So we've had a few ideas. One of the ideas was essentially decimating every police department and starting them from scratch with the permission to the sheriffs or the high command to recruit who they want. So basically not much could change there. So as an example would be, I just recruit my entire department back, but it would give the power to the sheriffs or the police, whoever was to run that, to recruit what they think they need to be a quality department. And how recruitment would have worked is having a what do we call it, Brad? Unified was it unified police department?
UPD, yeah, the Unified Police Department.
Yeah, so we'd have a pool of police officers that would join, and we could train and do whatever we want with, but they wouldn't necessarily be a part of a department. And that's
that's not a specialized department, I guess you would say, because that's what we are. We would be the specialized department.
Yeah, and then you guys wouldn't, well, those guys, I should say, not you guys, because you guys are probably great cops, but those people wouldn't necessarily have priority to get, into the police over, people that are already qualified. That's something we talked about to try and increase quality. Whether or not we got to do it is a different thing, but the reason we're bringing it up now is because Fat Boy over here has left a position in the LSPD. And it might be a good time to do it. Or we run elections, see who wants to, put their name forward for a sheriff, a chief of police, and maybe not even elections. Maybe it's just held within house through the police office. But that's what we're sort of here for. I'm trying to think what you trying to gauge your opinions on what you think we could do with the police department. If having too many departments is a bad thing, or it's being better, or you think the quality could be better in certain departments, when you get to recruit what you want rather than mass recruiting and shit like that. So I don't know if anybody has opinions on how things have changed over the last six months to a year. But if you want to speak about it, now's probably a good chance. Oh, you guys are very opinionated.
Tough crowd, very tough crowd.
I don't really care.
Why is he fat?
Is this like a open forum type of thing?
That's not an important question.
This
Can I make
this is an open discussion, is what this is. This isn't necessarily a meeting of me telling you. I want your opinions on how things are and what you think we could do better, and if you think we need another police chief of police, or we should be merging departments, or what we should be doing. At the end of the day, listen, if you guys are all fucking pussies and don't want to talk, that's fine.
I think we need to fire people. Nobody gets fired.
All right, hold on. Orderly, we're going to form a line if you have something you want to say. We're not just
How about
be shouting
hands
over
up,
each other.
and then
Yeah, I have my
you can
hand
yell
up.
at them.
Guys, we're not going to ask in front of
Let's
all
get
these
Bass
officers
first.
that don't know LeBron, dude.
No,
I'll
just
weigh him down.
lead by example.
Let's do the command first, just seniority. Mueller, you're the closest one I see to my right.
In regards to the whole unified PD pool thing, I don't agree with that, because then we're just gonna have a huge fucking amount of PD that are just gonna be left.
It makes it funnier. It makes it funnier, but it removes any chance of it actually happening.
Yeah, eventually they might be kind of sucked up into a certain pool, or
Okay, let me hold you there for a second. They're they're not just left there by themselves, okay? The people that go to this department are recruited by other departments, so they're accepted to get to that department. But they have to fight to get in an actual police department. They need to, consider it like a what's a good analogy for this? It's like it would be somewhat of a training program, I guess, but
but what I'm trying to say, is who is like the leadership core?
Whoever recruits.
I feel like this meeting's about to be 3 hours too. I don't know if I can do this, man.
Junior group, because are they just going to be
all of us?
Again, there's going to be three departments.
No. See, this is the entire thing overcomplicating shit with fucking each department recruiting for other departments and all that fucking stupid shit. One person that is an FTO or up can recruit these people, and once they're recruited, they are the ones that will be looking after them. So instead of you recruiting 73 people at once, you would be looking at 1 to 3 people per trainer to see if they could make it through or whatnot. So the only thing that would be changing here is they would be labeled as a multi-police department rather than under one of your departments, if that makes sense.
What stops favoritism from like FTOs over like actually good police?
I mean, favoritism isn't a bad thing. So if someone's a shitty cop that nobody wants to be around, why should we have them be in our fucking?
So some people are shitty cops that everyone wants to be around.
If I may, I guess
I can tell this guy's a real fucking loser.
So that you brought in, state police officers, and then as we continue to go through, I actually got to full trooper, and we're still looking. I assume we're still looking to get Aziz and Croc to do full trooper as well. Something like that, right?
No.
I'm just saying. Like,
drop the bomb. You should drop.
Look, listen.
Okay, let me. It is a good point, but Croc has actually been removed. Aziz is still in the recruit status though. So yeah, that is a general
Croc
idea.
isn't fired
that
from
we
the PD?
can recruit like that rather than mass recruit, and
Got you. All right, I thought that was a good analogy, but okay, go ahead.
Oh, fired from trooper. Oh, I mean,
Vale, you've been raising your hand.
that makes sense. Low key.
So just to, I guess, because 2 parts, because you're going to open the forum as well as ask for feedback. Which departments would merge? I know you said
that's
you
what
were
we're
thinking of like
discussing.
smashing
we're not
together
sure
like
what's happening at
a
all
merger
at the moment.
Okay. I just wanted to see. I wanted, see if there was any kind of further clarity on that.
So just for you guys to understand where we were at, this is only a discussion that we had in high command, and we were talking in the office down there, and we thought we'd just bring it up to see what. Nothing is set in stone. Nothing has is in movement except for the fat boy over here. The reality is we could go do an election and get a new chief of police and not change a thing. But we thought we'd bring this out and just pick minds and see what. What people had thought about it.
I'm going to propose a general question.
So's fired him from
quick,
cop, and he had to ask Bass to hire him again. Was full fired by So. Oh,
do you feel that
shit.
of the major departments, do you feel that there's too many? Do you feel that there's too few? Do we need to merge some? Do we need to split some? Or do you think that we're at a good number with the flavor that each department could potentially provide?
I can kind of pinwheel off the feedback that I was going to give on that straight off the rip. I think departments, we're in a good place, right? Like LSP has its thing, USO has its thing, STSO has its thing, troopers and rangers, the state kind of, off to the side, I guess, well, above to the side, question mark. But on that note, I think splitting P&T was a net negative. I think that it caused more issues than it's kind of solved.
That's what I told the chief.
Just like honest.
You split in the sheriff's department?
So no. P&T, like we had personal training was like a unified police department thing, and then it split into different departments. But I mean, I don't want to speak like against you there, but I do think that I think a lot of other people involved in the P&T process kind of feel the same, that splitting P&T into separate departments wasn't good, and it's kind of changed like the varying level of training, I guess.
So, as somebody that speaks with the Rangers, which is their own department, and the SASP, which is their own department, which trains itself in-house, I feel like our consistencies is even with Toretti's department, it's like, you know, they might be fucking dumb as fuck, but they're a consistent dumb as fuck. Whereas I believe the police department and the sheriff's department, because of the quantity over quality, don't have the same consistency. While it might be true that it didn't necessarily get any better, I still feel that if the leads can control their entire department, even if they have fewer police in it, it will be a more consistent and well-shaped department.
Walker, you've been raising that one arm over there.
No, I'm actually completely in line with what Vale said. I agree 100% with what she said.
Underwood?
Good amount of PD as it is.
So wouldn't it make sense to have all the cadets be unassigned, and then when they're promoted to full officer, they apply to a department?
That was
Wouldn't
the
it essentially be
idea.
like that?
Would that not just create like the current situation, but with an extra step? Because in theory, if you get recruited by, say, let's say Everly is out doing recruiting, right?
I've had the day, but it wants to play
PBSO.
LeBron and shit goes down.
Would that
I know, right?
cadet then not just essentially
Talk
be
about
open
Riley
quote,
timing with
unassigned,
me playing
and then
LeBron.
in brackets, but actually PBSO?
She'll be
I'm not saying
recruiting for
that
the UPD,
necessarily
no?
a bad thing, right? But yeah, but you know, it's like when you go into a military recruiting office, whichever recruiter you speak to is going to try and hook their own department, right? And again, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it does just kind of add an extra step.
I don't know if step's bad if it increases quality.
I'm going to tell you right
That's
now,
true,
I
Sid. Yep.
actually applied for PBSO and I got interviewed by LSPD first and I went there. So, I mean, it's whatever your preference is, to be honest. And that's going to be like with anybody. If you're going to be, you know, promised, hey, I'm going to be a United police officer, they're going to work their ass to go to the department that they want to be.
If you have to ask me, I don't think anything's broken right now. I think you have a chief of police election. You see how it goes, and then see what happens afterwards. I don't even think you need a lot of opinions. Actions matter here. That's all.
So, for the command that are in charge of, well, this is a pred thing. Do you think you would prefer to have more control on who you recruit and to, you know, revisit perhaps the same process that I was saying, where you could keep the command or whatever structure you wanted. It's not necessarily that, but you have a free reign to. You remove everybody and just start over, but you're allowed to recruit in any way you want, essentially.
In order for me to describe that, it's going to take me a minute. All right, so when I was first told that we had to hire a bunch of cops, I made sure that I had a training department that was capable of hiring the load that I need. If I was told that I was a more unique or specialized department, then I would have focused more on the people who I directly want to be a part of my department, rather than focus on overall hiring and training programs. So I worked with, I accomplished the task that needed to be done in the best way possible for me.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it was a fault of the police department in any way whatsoever. It was what we needed at the time, and that's why we did. And that's why I'm saying if you had free reins to do it again and have your own more structured department in a way that you see fit, would you think that would be beneficial?
At the moment, I already have my department shaped and filled with the people that I want in it.
Wouldn't change a thing.
I wouldn't change a damn thing.
I would say at the moment for LSPD, at least, like we're already not where necessarily we'd be at, but with the split in P&T, whether it was a net positive or a net negative, that does allow all departments, actually, not just the LSPD, to pick and choose the candidates that they want to train. So instead of picking and choosing from like a generic pool, we're just picking and choosing based off of the applicants that are hiring and starting them out with that company culture, I'm going to call it, from day one. And if they don't work out, it's kind of similar to what you were saying earlier. So if they don't work out, we could just fire them. Not everyone is cut out to be a cop. Just because you might get fired from one department doesn't mean that another couldn't pick you up unless it was like a very egregious offense.
Well, my honest opinion on how it all is I don't think people have the balls to just fucking ditch people out of the department. So I don't think if you
can I respond real quick to that?
I would fire people.
Okay.
Hang on a second. If you think that there aren't better police officers out there that could be in your department over the ones in it, I don't think we're doing the right job, and that goes for the entirety of the departments. If you're at a point where you think your department's good, I think that's a mistake.
There's always room
for
improvement.
Respond?
Of course.
The only so I'm not going to hold the people in my department to a separate standard that's non-existent throughout all the departments within the PD. It's either we all stand together and have the same standards for what's a fireable offense and what's questionable to do in the field, or we kind of.
I'm gonna quit my job. This is a fucking normal thing, man.
To do what they want as long as it's not too fucking
this is not
criminal or
that
too
normal,
fucking
but
stupid.
Okay,
I
I
think
think
it's
a
every
part of
other
that is
week.
probably, you know, some Oscar Charlie
Discussion.
conversation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than I don't mind, you know, the whole criminal shit. I don't give a fuck about. Like I feel like that's fine. You know, we can discuss the other half of that elsewhere. I think. Yeah, I agree. Every department, when it comes to legality, should definitely be treated the exact same way, no matter what. If, like, you know, Bass trying to push charges on Pred over here, or whatever,
else is
anybody can
fucking
do
new?
anything. I
You
agree.
started
That they
it.
should
I'm
be
gonna
the same.
finish it. That's all.
If we're
Hey,
if
you
we're
started it. I'm finishing it. You fat shit.
if
Oh, fucking hell.
It's very loud. I
fucking
wonder why
is.
they're not in here. Demi, is that you in the back that I see?
Yeah.
Is that Copper?
real quick,
Like I thought Copper was here.
real
Wait,
quick,
who's
That's
238?
Fucking
Say
time.
238.
Carmine?
623.
That was LeBron James.
Oh, LeBron.
Hey, my bad.
Oh, okay.
oh, if we're gonna keep hiring people that let us down, maybe we could hire the LA Lakers too.
Excuse me?
That's a good one. Yeah, they're terrible.
Good one, Chief.
Thank you.
I like that.
You're whispering.
whispering,
so
You're
like-
whispering.
You're whispering. Yeah.
My bad. As a
All good.
whole, who here? Raise your hand if you think your departments could be better than they are with a higher quality of policing. Okay, I mean it's a pretty firm majority for the most part.
I know, Uzi. I'm about to shoot his ass, bro. I'm about to shoot his ass. No cap.
Okay, so I think what we can do is we'll probably have a discussion after this somewhere along the line with the other guys, but I think we'll look towards an election of some sort for the new chief of police, and at that point, we'll look at how we're gonna do the recruitment process and revisit how we do things. I think. And at the same time, I might talk to High Command about this one, but yeah, we'll probably head that way. So if you guys want to, unless you guys have other questions or you know opinions on shit, yeah, you can throw some questions out.
Yes.
Demi, go ahead.
Okay, first off, I think that we should have an election. I was one of the main proponents for it when Bundy had proposed it when I was still in LSPD. And the reason I'm saying that is because I think PBSO is perfect the way it is. And I don't want to change a goddamn thing just because there's no chief in LSPD anymore. I think we're great. I think we should have a chief election, though.
Yeah, we are fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
okay?
Ray.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
my
that's
only
great.
problem with the pool thing is you said something about like the FTOs will be the ones to, you know, draw the pool. So would all existing FTOs stay, or are the FTOs handpicked, and wouldn't that like hinder
It
training?
would probably be re-picked.
if we done it.
I got a feeling right now, like there's some, and this is why I think a slow recruitment process is better. Even the people in the troopers, I feel like we can improve on in certain situations. But for me to manage them, it's pretty easy. But I think if it was for Bass or Pred to try and, you know, overlook everything when there's like 30, 40 more cops, it's almost an impossible task. So I think us revisiting the FTOs and getting them in line to the standard we want, and then branching that out is going to be the most effective way of getting it to what we want as a standard.
The only reason why I bring that up because I don't want it to be a situation where, because FTO burnout is real, and I don't want a select few, like maybe like 10 individuals, and they get burnt out, and then, you know, the people in the pool are, you know, even though they're not hired, they're kind of like suffering, sitting in limbo because the FTOs get burnt out because we don't have enough type of thing.
Well, that's to an extent a cyclic thing, right? Like with the high turnover that we had, with the amount of cops that we were having to hire, like that is inevitable. That's not
the
case going to be as much moving forward, right?
You've got to imagine if we have
that's kind of cotton horse.
If we have 10 plus FTOs, I mean, just alone, I feel like I could get all the state police to get to a standard to train anybody in a pretty short time. You know, if they do 1 or 2 people a month, or even 2 months, there's still a lot of people that are going to be joining the police department and getting to a pretty quality standard. So as long as we all agree to do 1 or 2, if that's what's needed, then I don't think we see much of an issue. And if FTOs get burnt out, that's totally understandable. That just means we need to train more. But if we're training them right, it should be very easy for us to create new FTOs because they're being trained by the people that are, trained to do it. They should be totally understanding of that. And like I said, our quantity over quality is what I think sort of forced that into the how it is now. And I don't necessarily think it's even that bad right now. I would see maybe a few officers on duty at once might be a bit aggressive, do things in a little strange ways here and there, and it reflects badly on the entire PD. I don't think it's as ridiculous as some people would make out, but I still think we can fix it and resolve it either way. So,
Ricardo, you have a question, God.
Yeah. So going back to what you were saying earlier, I do think there's room for improvement. I think right now, the most important thing is there needs to be like consistency and actual punishments for mistakes that people make. Because of all my time being like an officer, I truly don't think there's enough consistent punishments, and that might lead to a lot of like errors and like a lot of mistakes that never get built upon or never get fixed, which leads to issues down the road. So I feel like if we could figure out a very consistent way to punish people and like the punishments actually mean something, I feel like that could lead to like a better long term.
Yeah, and like I said, I think also people understanding that their positions are in jeopardy as well if they're to be fucking stupid. We want people that want to learn, and like I said, there's not that many people that I think really mess up. But my goal, I've had this goal for a while, but I ended up going to Tahiti for a month.
Gang.
But my goal, like I said, it only takes one police officer to fuck up, and then you got like 12 gangs, trying to do Magdum season because they think all cops are like that. So
I fucking love Magdum season.
Oh fuck me.
Oh fuck yeah.
He's moaning in pain.
So as I was saying, this is what I'm trying to do with the state police, and I'm slowly going to flesh it out and get them to where I want, and I want every other department to feel the same way. I want Pred to be able to feel the same way, and whoever takes over chief of police to feel the same way. I want them to be slow with the process, make sure it's a really good quality, and keep things in check that way. Yeah, I don't know, but either way, I think our next step is just getting on chief of police, unless there's other questions to come out. Then we could probably have another meeting with more people, like a dedicated meeting on Discord or something like that, and probably discuss this a little further without the,
Who's that guy in the back? The sheriff.
I mean, if people have questions, we can.
This is the time if you want to bring up
Walter
anything.
Christmas, sir.
Oh, go ahead, Mr. Christmas.
So you'll know that this is honest because it would affect me negatively. But my genuine belief is that the overhiring of cadets has created an environment during which the standards have all slipped about one rung. Senior officers currently rung on a ladder, sir.
Oh, right, yes.
Senior officers currently act like officers. Officers act like solo cadets. Solo cadets act like non-solo. And non-solos act like incompetent ride-along. And I think that what you should do is you should take everyone in command above and preserve their positions, demote everyone else one rank, and then redo all of the finals for all the people that were passed off during this period of low standards so you can eliminate the low breeding stock from the herd.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Man,
you should fire everyone
So
that
I would be a
isn't up
cadet
to
again?
standard.
I think the whole.
I would go back to a cadet as well.
So this is why I brought up before. I think if Pred is confident in somebody, I feel like he should just go, boom, you're back in that position. And this is why I said the unified police department was a good idea.
That's actually not a bad
because
idea, though,
essentially
Chad, I'm gonna be
everybody in
honest.
here would be set to rank 0. Okay. But for me, as a trooper, I'd instantly recruit all my guys back to their position. But it would give Pred the access, or the chief of police the access, or the privilege, I guess, to recruit the very consistent quality people that he knows are good for the departments, and then start working on the other ones.
To
So
be honest, sir, I think that's what got us here in the first place. You have a bunch of PNT who are operating off of word of mouth and qualified feelings from other people, turns into a game of telephone, and eventually, when people get burned out on playing that game of telephone, the standards slip. I think you're going to do the same thing that happened in the first place if you just go off of people's feelings about other people.
So it's not so much about feelings. You see, I gave the example. Do you think the troopers are a department that, well, now Croc's gone, at least, am I right, guys? Do you think the troopers are a department that are a pretty, quality standard overall, consistent, I guess?
I think it's an inapplicable comparison because you have such a small amount of people that you know everyone. I don't think that everyone knows everyone in the large department.
Has the privilege to pick and choose, whereas previously the LSPD and the PBSO have been required to recruit who they need to.
That's the point I'm saying, that Pred starts off his entire department that way, the same way I have. So he only recruits the people he knows.
This shit is killing me. I want to go shoot someone, man.
Standard we want and then move forward.
I was going to ask how you thought about
I
this.
understand, and I'm hopeful that, your optimism comes true.
Yeah, I mean, Pred is fucking stupid, but we can hope.
I'm only stupid because I'm related to you.
What about you might be my son or my nephew or what? Fuck Toretti and fuck Toretti's department. They're going up north.
Kiss
Fucking
my
fuck
ass.
cows.
Yeah, to be fair, on this point, STSO, you guys have really created your own image from your recruitment process. That has
STSO Toretti's.
Yeah,
that's Toretti's. Yep.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think Toretti's department, I mean, obviously they're fucking dumb, but Toretti's got a consistency. I think the park rangers have a consistency, and I would love to see that consistency within the other departments. I want you to know your brothers, know your sisters, and be aware of everybody in your department. Essentially, that's what I want it to feel like. It's like a brotherhood. I don't think it's easy to do that when we've done what we've done. Essentially, so.
I think the numbers game might compromise you a little bit there, though, sir. To be frank with you.
If I have to get fucking miniguns, but I've got quality cops, I'll do it.
Yeah.
What do you mean, sir?
Fuck it. Hell yeah.
I mean,
Minigun.
if we only have 20 cops on duty, but we've got miniguns to counteract the lack of numbers, then we can do that.
No. So I meant the numbers in departments, right? So in this hypothetical situation, the Rangers, the STSO, and the troopers would stay essentially as they are, right? PBSO and LSPD would go UPD and then go from there. But that
these departments wouldn't change. They'd still be the sheriff's department and the LSPD.
Yeah, but they'd be gutted, right? And
recruitment.
then start from the bottom. But frankly, the PBSO and the LSPD don't have the luxury of being small, right?
Why is that?
So at a certain point, you couldn't have like every department be the same as the troopers, because then we'd only have like 5 cops on duty a day, right?
Well, no, because they would be in the
You know what I
unified
mean?
police department.
Yeah, but I mean, it just seems like they would be unsupervised at that point.
Well, they're not.
The people outside
when they're in the
of
unified
any
police
department.
department, they're recruited from one of the departments, and they will be looking after the people in it. These people will be treated like the fucking cesspool of the police department, and we all have reign over
Chat,
them.
what's the one where your head goes to sleep like Tony does all the time? What's that called?
To that. And look after them and recruit them to our departments when we.
So what about the people that don't get picked?
Hold on. We're getting into things that we don't need. We don't even know the bare. We know very little details about how we would do it when we do it. It's proposing an idea, and then we'd work out how to do it, and we'd get everyone up to date. I feel like we're standing on this topic for too long. You guys have the floor to talk about anything you want right now, and if you want to focus on this, that's fine. Or we're just going to go around in circles because we don't even have any idea on how the whole process would be done yet. So right now,
it's
up in the back. Pointless.
Yeah. What's your comment, Cross?
Oh, I was just wondering if there was any concerns with the state departments now getting a ranking structure of like overcrowded command and stuff. I already feel like it's a little crowded. I was wondering if there was any
because
changes.
there's 4 lieutenants.
No, I mean I'm not saying that. I just mean in general, like the UPD, not just technically the State Departments. I'm talking in general.
You mean you think there's too many people in command? Is what you're saying?
Well, I'm saying, is there going to be any changes or any thoughts about that with State Departments getting a ranking structure? Is everything?
I have no idea what other departments would do, and I really don't give a fuck. As long as my department's running good, I'm happy with 2 captains, 2 lieutenants, then senior sergeants. Oh, that's my structure. That's what I'm going to stick with. I'm not sure what these peanuts would do. That'd be completely up to them.
Okay, thank you.
I'm not giving Brick a minigun. Just for the record.
We weren't talking about your department. We were talking about the real department.
I would never use it. I don't even.
Your fucking department doesn't go to Little Soul anyway to ready.
We shot him up every day.
Oh, I don't go to Little Soul, but I'm.
Nah, just Brick.
Yeah, that's just me.
Oh, just Brick.
Brick doesn't even give fellow officers.
Yeah, like I said, if there's workarounds for all the issues we could face by doing this method. If we have low numbers, we can get better, artillery, whatever. But I think, if we, as the departments, are on duty, the Unified Police Department will also be able to go on duty and police, right? They will still be policing, so it wouldn't change the amount of people that can actually police at all. It would just be priority for police departments over them to get on duty first. Is all it would be. I feel like a lot of you guys would probably, be questioning what could be happening, but I think a lot of you guys, even from what I see here, I know a lot of you guys, and I don't think a lot of you guys would be, too worried in terms of having a job still.
I have a concern with it. So is that we'll end up in the same situation.
That's just how things are, right?
Okay,
Well,
pause. So if we boot people to UPD and treat them as a cesspool, at a certain point, those people are not gonna get picked, and if the people that don't get picked are gonna, eventually fall off, stop coming on GC, right? And then we have to. And then we have to mass hire again because we have not enough cops.
Well, we don't have to mass hire. You're not listening. We will. We can get better artillery if we need it. For instance, if we got 10 people going to a shootout and we're facing 5 or 6 people and we can't handle it, instead of there being 30 people there, we could just give better armor. Maybe we have better guns, something like that. I would so much prefer to see, especially over the years I've been doing police, a bigger quality and higher power over a quantity and a dirt power. So there's always a way to fix that in other systems.
True. On that point, I think things are pretty bad as they are right now. I think every shift I'm going to 2 or 3 shootouts, constant 10, 13, 78s.
Yeah, and I think the sad thing is I actually think it's better than it was like 3-4 months ago. It was like you getting shot at traffic stops and all that sort of shit. That's another thing I want to bring up to you fucking doofuses, especially command. If you guys want to write SOPs and change SOPs because there's certain systems changed in the in our policing. I think they should probably go past high command before that's done. If something gets put through where our cuffs now have times, stamped to the labels or some shit like that, or it's easier for them to uncuff people, that don't mean you start beating people on the head or shooting them in the back just because they're trying to cuff police, or because it's no longer necessary that you tackle people. You don't start beating the fuck out of people as a retaliation. These systems come into place because we are trying to push things in a certain direction to help alleviate other things. And you might not think about that, but that's the reality. The goal, while this is more Oscar Charlie, the goal here for our criminals is to think they can run. Their option is to run. Now, a year ago, these assholes. I like
that.
It would be like 20 minutes in one situation, just running around in circles, uncuffing each other, and I'm sure you remember that. Then we cooked it up a little bit, and it was too much in one favor, and shootings begun to start happening. We were getting mag dumped. The only things criminals thought they could do was shoot us. So we alleviated it a little bit, and now the retaliation from the fucking police was to start beating them in the head. And that exact thing is what's going to cause a chain reaction of them just fucking shooting, because that's the only option they see. So if you're going to shoot somebody as a fucking police officer, no matter what the fuck they're doing, if they're tackling a cop, if they're handcuffing a cop, you give a very clear and precise communication to say, do not do that or I will fucking shoot you, before you even consider shooting somebody or beating somebody. I'm not sure what the current SOPs are, but I have seen a lot of that shit. But if someone gets tackled, you give them a warning. So you tackle me again, I'm going to beat your ass or whatever. Okay. Those basics are something that is fucking lost in translation somewhere, but it needs to happen for the greater good.
Can I wait? Can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like on the whole, touching with you saying like less officers, and obviously this is my opinion, and I think people are going to disagree. But I'd rather have like the numbers thing. I don't really think is an issue. Most of the time, we only have like 10 cops at most respond to a situation. It might be different at different times. But I would rather have 10 competent cops than 40 fucking idiots. And I understand I could be a total dipshit, but when I need to fucking lock it in and get to a situation and do it, I kind of handle my shit. So I am for that. I don't know if that weighs in on anything. There's a piece of PD, this greatness of PD, and I'm just going to be as blunt as I can, that is missing from when I joined the force. We are a fucking joke. Nobody takes us fucking seriously, and
we're not scary.
Yeah, we're not supposed to be scary. Like that's not the thing.
It's not us though. That's the criminals.
Well, it's
right, I hate to
no,
say it, but things are
it
worse
is not.
than
It
they
is
were
not.
2 years
No,
ago.
no. This is my opinion. It is not. It is not the criminals. I'm not blaming the criminals, because you could make this argument all day and say, "Oh, it's the criminals' fault. Oh, it's the criminals' fault." But it's legitimately not. If things need to be different, it needs to change from within. There's a reason they don't take us seriously. You know what I mean? And it's not, hey, I'm a criminal, I'm not going to take you seriously. There's a consistency missing inside of policing, right? And I ultimately believe that it comes from within the departments.
So I think what he's saying is very true, and the example I give falls back to the recruitment, situations we have. If I run into a park ranger, I know the sort of person I'm running into. If I run into a trooper, I know the sort of person I run into. If I run into Toretti's department, you can walk away from the crime. But if I run into the sheriff's office or the LSPD,
I'd like to see you try.
It is a fucking lottery. You know what I mean? Like that's what I think the point is. Like, yeah, 95% of the time it could be fine. But those 5% really change the dynamics of everything in general. I can agree to that, to that statement. But I also agree that the criminals are not perfect in any way whatsoever. A lot of what happens here is obviously in relation to that. But I feel like there's a very real truth to.
I mean, that's because we're reactive. We react to the world around us, and that's what we adjust our procedures to. It's the basis for everything when it comes to policing.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, majority of us do it fine, and like I said, majority of the people in here probably do it fine. But we don't have the quality control that we had, and that's the issue. Well, that's a issue, I should say, not the issue. It's a issue that we can definitely fix, in my opinion. I don't know if anybody else wants to chitty chat while we're having a D&M or whatever.
Does anyone else have anything they want to bring up, or what?
This can be about anything at this point.
There's got to be someone in here. This is your time. You might not ever get this time again. If you have something you want to bring up, I suggest you do it. Claire.
I mean, I do kind of think wiping some of the, what was it? The whole idea of like putting cops into the UPD and then recruiting from that pool and making your department and shaping it the way you want, kind of like how SCSO has done it, right? I think that could be an interesting idea. I'm going to be honest. Because I think part of what burned me out as an FTI even, is you train a lot of cadets.
Wait, what's an FTI? It sounds like a disease.
It kind of is in a way, I guess.
An STI is a disease, sexually transmitted.
You just field training instructor,
Oh, okay.
Transmitted. But you know, sometimes you have those really fun cadets, and you like going with that cadet a lot because, you know, they're different, I guess you could say, right? They're a lot more fun to be around, and then you have other cadets that are kind of, if you correct them or do something, they get very emotionally upset or something.
Yeah, all their fucking robots.
You get what I'm saying, right? And it burns you out, and you don't want to be the person that's like, hey, you're not doing great.
And this is why I think if we had more control in our departments where the FTOs were considered somebody very trustable at a higher standard, they could be the ones picking the police that obviously you need sign-offs with your sheriff or whatever, but they would be the ones that could pick who they want to train.
Clipper game is in 2 hours.
If you're with somebody that is enjoyable, life is a lot easier when you're training them. It doesn't feel like fucking work.
Exactly.
So I think there's a very big truth in that, and I think some of that is also a reason why this could be advantageous. So
I think it could be a good idea. Yeah.
Another idea might be some kind of probationary period. You know, in other careers, when you get hired somewhere, sure, you pass the interview, but you still have to perform for a certain period of time. Here it feels like if you pass a final eval with one person on one day, then you're immune from getting fired or demoted unless you just don't come around. And I feel like that shouldn't be the case.
I 100% agree with that.
True. I think I've only fired people for an activity from as cadets. Pretty sure.
We've got to remember, like, I think we can also get to the point where when we are recruiting that we can say, hey, this guy's an okay cop, but I'm pretty sure we could find a lot better. So just because they necessarily pass the basics doesn't mean we need to recruit them.
Morale cops.
Morale
Shut
cops.
the fuck up, Brick.
Oh, it's that guy again.
Yep.
I see another Patrick Beverly step back 3. I'm throwing out. Yo, Uzi, you know what we should do? I think would be cool.
Yeah,
not today, because today I just want to chill.
I just feel like we need to be.
But I think like certain games, we should hop in Discord and just react to it, like and just chatting.
Down on the field, if that makes any sense. Like SOP wise, we'll say not to do this, not to do this, but a lot of people
like have like face cam on and shit.
Don't fucking do that shit. So I feel like we need to crack down.
I think it'd be cool content.
Ray said there needs to be actual punishments for these people, whether it's demotion or any type of like a reprobationary period where maybe their job is on the line. I feel like that's needed in the PD.
Well, chat can't watch it. I mean,
I have a piggyback question off that actually.
Chat, all you would see was me and Uzi and whoever else like on a webcam.
Oh shit. So I'm gonna
double and show.
Hey, where you been the last few days, Clutch?
Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. I was at Academy. Where the fuck were you?
Oh,
crazy. Rich coming for Predator. I was at Academy. Where were you at, Pred?
I was on vacation.
Oh, yeah, you and me both. Anyway.
show him some respect, guys. He's like corporal or something now, right?
I'm not a corporal. I'm not a corporal.
Oh. Okay,
I'm game warden. Show some fucking respect.
Game warden.
Yeah.
Coded.
Right. Best. Yeah, I'm surprised they found a triple XL. Going crazy.
It's actually a quadruple XL.
Quad X.
Stapled together, 2 of them.
No fat shaming, please. Thank you.
Shut up, fat ass.
You're fat as shit.
Okay, well, I don't know if anybody else has some questions or just wants to chat about anything. But,
Flop had a question.
I had a little piggyback on what was just said. This is more directed at you, Soze, because I know everyone has a different opinion about it. This is off of the accountability. Originally, we were structuring, I guess, IA to help internal accountability. Where do you stand on IA?
Not as much.
Where do I stand on IA?
Yeah. Do you think it's needed? Do you think it's,
I think IA
fucking useless.
I don't think it's needed, but I can see the value to IA. I don't think there's an issue if people are going to get suspended here and there or things, but I think me as a department lead should be very willing to remove people from my department if I don't think they're going to be the right fit.
It's a
the IA
beautiful idea. It's filled with cops who are investigating their own cops.
But the reality is they're not going to fucking really get rid of.
I could have made a really fucked up joke there, but I held back so much.
If somebody murders somebody, sure, they might do something, but we as the high command should look at somebody like Peach, a very horrible cop, and be able to say, "Hey, Peach, you're fired." Peach isn't here, right?
She's right in front of you. Yeah, she's
right here.
right in front of you.
You get the idea, though.
Oh God.
She's got a lot more time.
Sorry.
She's cuffed.
Sorry, Stephanie. That was a joke, by the way, Peach. Don't feel bad. But that is the example. I think the command members in their department should be very much more in control of the firing and be more willing to do it. But I agree that we definitely should be dealing with suspensions. But we sit on this line of I can see somebody's body cam and know they're fucking doing dumb shit, but we don't do anything about it because, you know, that video only lasts for about 10 minutes or something like that. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I just can't use it for some reason. But I think if we were to utilize that for extremely fucked up things, or at least training and purposes like that, on calling people out, maybe that could also, you know, help guide us in a certain way.
So,
so what
after
happens
this?
with?
No, go ahead. What would?
Okay,
No, you're
so
good.
what happens with cross-department punishments then? Because if I had an issue with Gunna, I had to go to Angel, and he got a slap on the wrist for a clear-cut violation which should have been strike points.
Yeah, that's a consistency.
Yeah, that's correct. Like the time Clarkson kidnapped me and sold me to Chain Gang for $50,000.
So my
Also
question
me,
is, right,
I was there.
listen.
He did me.
So the thing is with IA, right, is it's still going to be your word versus theirs, isn't it? So you got to IA say this shit, they're going to say some shit, and you're still sort of in the same position of like, does this guy believe you or like you more than somebody else? That's what I think. I don't think it will necessarily help alleviate it all, but we could try IA to handle suspensions to try and get a consistency and be fair. Like that could definitely work.
I do feel like we've tried that already, and I feel like it kind of trailed off in the last probably month or so. But it was, I think, working for a little bit to be kind of that middle ground between departments. I don't know where it trailed, but
can I say something real quick? IA never really did its job.
It really did.
You've got to understand though. So think about this. Your IA, a cop comes up to you and says, "Oh, this guy fucking farted in my cereal." Okay, there's no evidence of this shit happening. There's nothing. There's nothing they can really do.
Oh, that's
but
good.
if these guys had access to our body cams to see if you were really a fuckhead, then they could be consistent with their punishments because they would be able to know, you know, specifically what was seen.
I feel like brought the worst time. I know, dude. Oh my god! I just want to talk to Bass.
Call away patrol monitors. It's like telling us, well, someone said you did this and then punishing us for us. I got punished several times for shit that they didn't even have proof of.
Like you said earlier, though, Pred, you want a consistency, right? How do we create a consistency when there isn't a consistent form of evidence or
if
input
enough
of
people
what
talk,
happens?
that's if enough people are witnesses or talk or can, you know, plead a case. It's like any investigation at that point. I mean, if someone's doing something truly criminal, then they come to us and we say, hey, if there's even any evidence of this at all, then they're going to be demoted or gone from the department. You know, then it's on us. They're confusing the way that they're
Sorry,
supposed
Blair.
to
I love you. I'm
operate.
sorry, Blair.
This will never work as long as they are also patrol officers. If they're the same people who walk the
That has
halls
to be a
with their
separate
friend,
unit. Yeah.
it will not work ever.
Yes.
It was a good like.
Not if I was IA. I initially wanted to be IA before when I was.
It
an
won't
officer, but I was
work,
told
man.
by
It's like when you have a
Lieutenant Metzger
fucking
that it
company who, you know, investigate, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Oh, fuck, Metzger.
I think IA is also needed for those that are not part of the police department to go to IA and talk about their concerns in terms of a specific officer or someone within the unified police department. Because without IA, you don't have that.
Or we could just make sure we have command members who are all
that was
agreed
the start
upon
of IA,
and do their
Yeah.
job. I mean, there's also something like that.
I just think they can't be consistent with their rulings, and that's the biggest issue. And the frustration that IA has is people just lie to them and
Rip
can't do
Shatters, I
shit,
believe
pretty
Buddha would
much.
do something. What are you talking about, Ryu?
Door though, you know what I mean? Like it's like anything, and it actually, if done properly, I think IA could be pretty great.
Okay, yeah, sure. Listen, just for some more Oscar Charlie, the reality is no police officer, 99% of police officers will just fucking, you know, avoid trying to leave evidence on the ground or some sort of. See, if a criminal gets shot, they bleed. If they shoot a gun, there's a casing on the ground, you know? There's so many evidence trails, whereas if I go and fucking detain some guy and, you know, shoot him in the fucking head, I can pick up the casing and just walk off. You know what I mean?
Nobody should be picking up anything like.
Well, they can though. That's the point. This is the thing. It's you can't be consistent when there isn't a consistent measurement of their, you know, their activities.
Also, for that,
It'll just
you
never
can't
work.
You can't investigate something that's done like 3 weeks later. So, like, if you're trying to investigate something for like IA,
it's going to be really hard to go back to that scene and try to collect evidence. You have to literally report the crime or find out the crime from IA that day to be able to actually get the evidence for it.
Is that guy putting his hand up or is he exercising? I can't tell.
No, I can't.
Here, hold on. Cannoli's been trying to go for it. Let's get Cannoli first.
I just want to circle back to the original.
That guy's going to get a really sore arm and he's only got one arm, guys. Should we really make him stand there like that?
Yeah, make him wait.
How do you how do you reload?
Well, that's why the ammo pouch is at the front of the vest, right?
All right, look, let's Cannoli have the floor, please.
I didn't want to circle back to the original conversation we were having about the problem of consistency, and I mean, we wouldn't be here if there wasn't a problem, right?
LeBron, what kind of
at one point
dreams you having?
It changed from quality to quantity.
Yeah. I just want to iterate on this though. When we say there's a problem,
oh my god,
we're not saying that like we're understanding that of the reasons behind it and why it happened. I don't think it's necessarily a fault of everybody here, but
I agree.
So, wait, hold on. Did we do something to piss off Chain Gang? Is that why we're here?
Yes, I actually got a message from Mr. K last night, and he said, Gunner is not an acceptable police officer. I need you to do something about it, so we're firing you today.
Be gone, Gunner, be gone.
Mr. K did say I was using my lights in a criminal way today.
I guess that means I could start the East Side Ballers then when I'm done with my police career.
East Side! I might join as well.
Yeah, we know how well that worked out the first time.
It worked out great for me. I can't say.
They were one of the best gangs in the city. I heard people had to leave the city because they were clapping them so much. Crazy shit.
So they didn't wake up no more.
Oh my god, y'all are wild.
Gave people a real round of applause. So much clapping.
Yeah, well, you.
Anyways, what were you saying there, pal?
Yeah, I only
Dick
sold
Face
them
decided to be a big face.
Oh, it's all good.
Clap me.
I agree with what Claire said and what Gunner said. I think Toretti's department.
Oh, everyone hates seat. Oh, right. Never mind.
A shining example of what and the troopers as well, of what being particular about the type of people you recruit and train can do. So if high command and high commands are in agreement, I think something like you were suggesting, where from a command level down, you kind of clean the slate, and then you can, because if you want change, right, half measures are not going to work. We're going to get to the same place that we're currently at, like Vale was saying. So I mean, change is scary, but if you got a bad plot in your farm, you don't just change that dirt, right? You change the whole patch, right? So, I mean, sometimes jarring changes or shakeups are necessary to fix a problem. That's just my opinion. I think something like Gunner and Claire were nodding to and Usoze is not necessarily a bad thing. It may sting for a while, but if we think macro instead of micro, long term, it could be the right move. So that's just my opinion.
I say this with the utmost. Sorry, I say this with the utmost respect for everyone in this room. I agree that police is good, but I don't want us to dance around like it's only non-command that could be a potential quote unquote problem. There's plenty of problems top down. So we have
definitely.
to look. We have to look internally in ourselves in every way, in every aspect, in every rank, because it's not just we clean all the seniors, we clean all the officers, we clean all the cadets. We're good now. There's people on command, other command, that are also doing these quote unquote problems. So we have to look at everybody.
Not knowing what PC is and shit like that. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Holy shit. I think we need to move back to everybody being able to punish everybody. And from a high command standpoint, everyone knows what's okay, what's not okay, and everyone is empowered to dish out punishments on stuff. The P&T split happened. It's fine. I think it was a good thing. It puts more work on people, but whatever. But I think when we moved into not being able to punish each other, it's created a lot of problems, and it's just going to create more problems and inconsistencies going forward. I think there needs to be a standard by you, Soze, Pred, Toretti, and Bass, and that's that. And then we follow suit.
I'll be honest, I don't give a fuck about your departments. I really couldn't care less. If I see someone do some dumb shit, I'm going to tell them they're doing some dumb shit. Yeah, I know what you're saying, but if I see someone do some dumb shit, I'm going to tell them they're doing some dumb shit. I ain't going to fire them. I ain't going to suspend them. I ain't going to strike them. But that's, it just depends on the situation. I think striking and shit and screaming at people isn't how you fix people. You walk up to them and you say, hey, listen, back there you crashed into this car, you did X, Y, Z, maybe you should, work on that sort of shit. I think that is a complete difference to like a criminal act or something, though. Obviously, at that point, you just put them in fucking jail and let their boss deal with it.
Hey, so
I'm back, chat.
I want to just bring some.
I was grabbing chips in the Red Bull, dude.
So I know we've been wrapping back around but I want to bring us back to the main topic, which is what you asked us initially, which is what we should do with the departments and such. I kind of want to know what your thoughts after this meeting are. You know, like after hearing what everyone said, Soze, and I want to hear what you think should be next for the, I guess you could say, police force.
In which way?
Like, do you think that all these departments? I personally think that having all the departments that we have right now is like fine. But I want to hear what your thoughts are.
Mate, I'd honestly be happy to have even more departments. I wouldn't give a shit if we had 5 police departments as long as they were quality departments. Just small, confined, quality, well-run departments. I think the amount of departments is irrelevant to the entire thing. If we have the right people and the right structures, we shouldn't really have that much of an issue.
Go, Winston, go.
Sure.
Oh, fuck yeah. I was just gonna say the people that kind of encourage the punishments that they kind of deserve, though, are also the people we kind of want to keep in the PD. Like, kind of being Oscar Charlie here again, like Carmine, Gunner, Bloom, like, kind of want those people in the PD because they're characters, but also they are gonna get attention.
What the fuck does that mean?
Motherfucker, you sold drugs to people in Harmony like yesterday.
Shut the fuck up, slot machine.
There you go. Thank you.
So
touche.
That was a good one.
When it comes to corruption and shit, like I still think we should be able to do it to an extent. In terms of, at the end of the day, it's we want to do the penis, but we've got to understand that
I'm glad Bass is such a fuck up. I should have been to jail so many more times than I have.
Monkey see, monkey do is the issue. We as command members should not be stepping on toes and doing that, because we are going to be a reflection of everybody in our police department. If they see us doing things, they think they can get away with doing things like that. So it would definitely be healthier if I think we just nip that in the bud and
it can work.
Just went back to not allowing that sort of shit to
in a logistical sense,
transpire.
but in a realistic sense, there's too many people that would abuse it.
At least while we get things in check, that is.
We could probably talk about that later.
Yeah, you should at least be
or
aware
somebody
of,
will do something that's actually fucked and be like, oh, but that person does corrupt shit all the
time. Not everybody reserves the right to be a. Shut up, Tessa. Your girlfriend ocean dumped herself. I won in court.
False. Don't tell my ranger to shut up, please.
Hey. Tessa's had it coming, and fuck Tessa.
Huh?
I hate her.
You better watch your mouth. Hey,
you watch your mouth, Pred. Don't speak to somebody in the state police like that.
Her girlfriend ocean dumped herself and blamed me for
Nobody believes that, Kyle.
Yeah.
Well, prove what happened in court.
You know who says prove it? The people who are guilty.
Exactly.
Thanks, Fingal.
Prove it.
Appreciate that. Prove it.
Anyways, I think that's something we should discuss too, though. If we got to go through with this process, and I think it's probably going to be healthiest overall. We have our own departments, even if we create more, whatever the fuck it is. I think what we do is we run a election. We get people put their names in who wants to run the police office, police department, whatever the fuck it is. And if we have a few good people, maybe we can do what we did like last time. We could split up a couple of departments and then have them work on their own. It might be a slow process because I'm going to want to talk to certain people and make sure they're doing certain things. But I also think high command and command should not be doing any corrupt type shit while we're in the process of rebuilding.
Man, Glenn, what the fuck is wrong?
Might need to put our.
Yeah, you hear that, Pred?
I don't do anything corrupt. And the accusations and allegations that have been brought against me are criminal because you, sir, are the criminal. And everybody in this room knows it, Bass.
Deflect, Fred.
All you do is have a man tortured in front of 40 officers in a goddamn shit pit.
What the fuck?
It was me. I shot in the shower.
I know it. Rounded like 7 of us up and had a Stanford experiment at PBSO.
Either way, I think that, it is, we got more questions. We're gonna end up just fucking gibbering on with bullshit at this point.
Maybe just bullshit.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if nobody, we could always talk about it later as well, but I think that's what we're going to push for. I'll talk with the state. We'll get elections or some sort of like formal.
LeBron, you got a game in 2 hours.
System set up where people can apply for this sort of shit,
and
then we'll look at the new system to do what we discussed and see how it can make it work.
Oh, never mind. Just keep drinking.
Yeah, and if you guys want to run for a department, guys? And lead the department?
Do any of you want
to?
to lead the LSPD?
I do.
Does anybody in here want to lead the LSPD?
Yeah, I got you guys. Easy.
Yes.
Hey,
No.
Put your hands up if you want to do that.
What the fuck you doing, man?
Okay.
I don't think Pete wants to
touch me.
No, it's the.
Put your hands up if you want to do
my
something like that.
Fucking touch me, man.
Okay.
I'm
Pete
sorry, man. I'm
definitely
sorry.
doesn't want to do it.
No, I want, yeah.
Okay, that's enough. Thanks, guys.
There's some people in the back. There's some people in the back that had their hands raised.
I'm very interested in getting names and whatnot, so maybe I'll make up a document, a Google Doc or some shit, or I don't know. If I copy, you want to do that shit? I'm fucking lazy.
Okay.
Thanks. All right. If you just get a document that someone can put their name for, the badge number shit, then
Yeah,
we can.
I'll dump it in the general, and you guys can.
There you go.
Do you want like a
Sure.
form where they can just fill out like? This is
Yeah,
my
just keep it
submission
simple.
and-
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
got
yeah.
it.
That'll work. Okay, that's probably gonna wrap it up for us. Then we can move on out and do some police work, guys. And yeah, I look forward to seeing what we can do here. Okay, and look forward to patrolling with more of you guys. Except for Jurassic Park.
You want to go?
All right.
If you could say as well, I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
Want to go beat each other off? Is that what you said?
What'd you say?
No, I'm not going to
That's
beat
what
my
I'm
uncle
talking
off.
about. You a
What's
trooper,
up, Connor? How
dog.
you doing?
Yeah, I'm
That's
happy you
my
died.
man's right here.
Thank you, Sozi, for the
Yo,
meeting.
what do
And-
you
and-
want to say to the front, please?
I'm not talking to a fucking microphone.
Okay, I'll speak.
We're gonna get in a circle.
No, it wouldn't be a bad idea.
Circle up, LeBron. Come on.
Chat, I gotta pee.
Hey, great Carter, I'm gonna 40
We'll play that we're still sleeping while I pee.
What's going on, Melton?
Okay, so listen up.
If you guys
Bass is gone.
are
Bass is
leaving-
gone. We're about to say goodbye, but until this election, I'm still the interim chief of police. So we're going to be keeping the standards from same for now. We are going to be tightening up standards, and I'm going to afford some opportunities to people who aren't. Mueller, I see you're still here. Fitz, you're in the back. Congratulations. You two can strike anyone within the LSPD, regardless of rank. I think you got both good head on your shoulders. It's kind of like Soze is saying, if you see stupid shit out in the field, I don't care what rank they are. If they're in the LSPD, feel free to strike them. The 5, 10, you know, what kind of we prescribe.
Bruh.
If it escalates to a suspect, you're a sergeant. You can strike a lot of people. I need Mueller to get the fucking lieutenants and captains that he's been bitching about under his fucking thumb. If he wants to step up, he could actually walk the walk. We're going to see it. Oscar, I mean, you're pretty low rank, but like I said, you got a good head on your shoulder. If you're interested in running for election, that's fine. I really don't give a fuck. This is all about how we could be stronger in the end. So if you want to put your name in that hat, you know, you fill out the form that Copper puts in PD General. I'll be putting my name in there. I'll be around in Shift 3 to explain that as well. But Garcia, I know you're on later in Shift 3 than I am. So if you could spread the word about that form for those interested in running, I would greatly appreciate that. Now, last thing here is obviously Bass is leaving the LSPD. Well, he already has. He is a trooper, so
holy fuck,
he's been our chief
so
for
fucking
fucking
annoying, man.
I think
almost 2 years now.
I think it's been 16 months, like since. But it's been a long time, year and a half. So he's been with the LSPD a good time. I think we should all give him a round of applause. You know, wish him greener pastures over in the troopers. Well,
yeah, good shit, man.
You
popped off,
proud of you, buddy.
on my hand, Winston.
Proud of you.
Listen, beginnings
Proud of
are
you,
beautiful.
Wolfo.
Whether it be the first page of a new chapter of a book you read,
Good shit, Trooper Lava.
or the beginning of a diet program you start on. Okay.
Yeah, you probably should start on that soon.
If you want to launch within the troopers.
Yeah, I want you around a little bit longer. I don't want you to die from diabetes.
I'll be fine. But I had the privilege of leading y'all in the LSPD, and I mean, I'm still gonna work with y'all on the field as a trooper and seeing how everybody grows from there. If you have any questions or any issues, don't be afraid to come out.
Talking, yes.
I'm still gonna help you out.
Maybe go to the podium.
I think everyone else can hear him. Try to go to the podium.
I literally cannot.
I can hear him.
I think I mumble till I can hear him now.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey.
There we go.
Like I was saying, things can be different to when you used to, and it can be sometimes hard to adapt, but you know, there's something so liberating, so free, so beautiful about new beginnings, and that's how I see it. A new challenge, a new start. And like I said, don't be afraid to come ask me for any questions and help. I still want to help y'all. I still want to support you.
Well, Bass, I gotta speak to you, bitch.
Transition happens. I'm gonna enjoy my time in the state police and go from there. And I look forward to working with everybody in LSPD still. Keep your head higher, but your chin even higher.
What?
That's my former chief right there, baby.
Just real quick. Just from me to you personally, Mas, thank you for putting your trust and faith in me, and you know, allowing me to do what I did with HBCU, and continue to do. And I hope I've done you proud.
Thank you.
Yo, Bass, I gotta speak with you, brother. Oh, we want like 3 hours, man.
Yeah, I know you got a game here with the Clippers here pretty soon. I'll make sure I get you in my schedule.
Crazy.
Thank you, sir.
Drops 35 and 14 rebounds, still loses. That's insane.
Hey, is that a Celtics fan?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you're lucky I can't talk shit, man.
Go Timberwolves. Go Timberwolves, baby.
Is that the real Cuzzo?
You know, sometimes with new
I can't
beginnings,
talk
also,
shit. Like, I can't.
It means you
What
have
am I
to say
gonna
goodbye
say?
to a group of people, a career, a home that you don't want to leave. But sometimes we don't decide when we're switching our gears. We can just hold on tight and enjoy the ride.
He's having a good time. Let him.
All right.
Just let him have a good time.
Bass, I need to speak to you in private, brother. Please, man.
All right, sounds good.
I waited for your fat ass for 3 fucking hours.
Bass, Cuzzo wants to talk to you as well. He wants to congratulate you.
Oh, okay. Oh, Richardson, holy shit. Long time no see.
Oh my God, it's my father figure.
All right, thank you again, Bass,
What's going on,
for
LeBron?
everything.
He's very
Hey,
happy.
private,
See you out on the
brother, private. Let's
streets.
go private.
Is that everything, Molten? Or
Yeah, private.
Well,
Let's
if
go.
anyone has any specific questions for me now, then yes, that's it. But anyone have anything to say?
I gotta
Clarification before I resume, my responsibilities.